Describe a movie you have watched in a cinema or at home. It is quite hard to say what my favorite movie is because there are quite a few to choose from. But I would say that the ones that made the strongest impression on me is a German film called The Lives of Others. The film is set in communist East Germany shortly before the fall of the Berlin Wall. At the time, the Stasi, the East German secret police, used to spy on all kinds of people. The two main characters in the film are a playwright called Dreyman and the Stasi spy called Weissler, whose job it is to keep Dreyman under 24 hours surveillance. Wessler is supposed to be reporting back to his superiors at the Stasi in order to discredit the playwright. However, he developed a strong sympathy for the playwright and his girlfriend and determined to protect them by not reporting anything significant. The scenes in the film where it's cut from the colorful and interesting lives of Dreyman and his friends to the lonely attic where Wessler is sitting really shows the contrast between the two men. The film is shot in such a way that it makes you believe you are also spying on Dreyman. If even made me feel a bit guilty. I like this film because it has fascinating three-dimensional characters and also the plot has plenty of twists right up until the end of the film. We are left guessing how it could possible end. It is also very thought-provoking because it makes you wonder how many people working for Stasi actually did protect the people they were spying on. As for the message, the skill I would say is the main message is that we can find kidneys and humanity in the most unexpected of places. The film makes us realize that nothing is ever black and white. The film also serves as a warning about the dangers of an oppressive, paranoid regime and is perhaps quite pertinent in the current age of mass surveillance. Describe a time you missed an appointment for something. I missed my first job interview 2 years ago because of my carelessness, but I lost it. I feel regret for that even today. At the time, as a fresh graduate, an interview appointment is valuable. I applied for Unilever as sales executive, one of the best global companies with dynamic working environment and good benefits. I waited for about 2 months. After attending at the actual written test, I received an email announcing that I was one the 10 applicants who successfully passed the test. I was overjoyed when they asked me to join at the formal interview. However, I lost that chance. The appointment was at sharply 14th, which I thought would be at 4 p.m. Thus, I planned to celebrate my friend's birthday around 2 p.m. and leave her house around 3 p.m. for the interview because the journey would take around 45 minutes. I prepared for the interview carefully and left my friend house a little bit early as the city I live in has several serious problems of traffic jam. Unfortunately, I started to rain and the bus came late. Around 3:50 p.m. the traffic was very bad, so the bus was moving very slowly due to the unavoidable traffic jam under heavy rain. At the time, I received a call from the company with an angry voice. The authority informed that I missed the appointment and lost the opportunity to work at Unilever. Initially, I felt that my luck is not favoring me and felt a deep sense of anger because I thought it was not my fault but the traffic congestion. However, when I checked email again, I felt pity for me as I could not go to the appointment in time. It's become me invaluable experience. Since then, I always read email and note down carefully the schedule. Describe an area of subjects that you are interested in. Biology is my favorite subject. Thanks for learning biology. I have a deep insight about living life around me, from a tiny bacterium to a complex human among different organisms. I love to elucidate the intricate mechanisms in plants. Why I'm interested in plant biology? Well, it's hard with plant, even though they are unable to move and speak. They are living things, they have their own language and have a wonderful life. Have you ever asked yourself that why plants are the only organisms that have an upground part and ground part? It is because carbon dioxide, light and water are the main source for plants to grow. Water is obtained from soil through a complex root system. Root give a plant and chores the tightly to the soil as well. Water move up the plant system to the leaf. Sunlight and carbon dioxide are taken by leaf. Therefore, plants use water, light, energy, and carbon dioxide to make glucose, a kind of sugar, and this is the food for plant to grow. You see, just a very simple and support plan I want to study about. That's also a reason why I choose plant biotechnologies as my major. By using molecular technology, I can learn more inside of plant cells and discover the mechanisms in plants. Thanks for understanding of plant biology. It is applicable to manipulate and improve crop yield. It's pour more and more passion to me for my future career. Describe an interesting or unusual thing you did recently. In all seriousness, between school and office where I'm working as an intern, I barely have time for entertainment. When I do, I take it seriously. One or twice I manage to get out of the city and install myself in secluded area where internet service and its distracting menace like social media and advertising emails cease to exist. My latest sweet escape was my trip to ABC Island last summer. ABC was one of the four deserted yet beautiful islands located in HV2 little exposure to tourism. This, however, would change drastically within the next few years since ABC had been drawing lots of attention thanks to positive feedback from those who had wandered there. I went to Pimba alone just to take a break from the fast-paced city life and to have time to contemplate myself, which I rarely did. With people around, it had been an intriguing 2 day journey full of surprises. That was the first time I traveled alone, first time riding on a speedboat, first time scuba diving, and first time having dinner with a light jacket on my back and crystal clear water was at my dining room. Additionally, seafood here was a boom which came a different kinds and varieties. People I met during my stay at a villager's house were ultra friendly and helpful, both local and visitors whom shared their stories as those who were their long lost friends stopping by to catch up. And there was nothing better than enjoying great company over a nice meal and bonfire. Each left an unforgettable expression on me where I learn to appreciate precious moments with those I care about and be grateful for whatever life has to offer. Life is tough, but it would be lifeless without its toughness. Vocabulary useful expression. In all seriousness, very serious. In all seriousness, I don't take it well when people give rude comment without a sound reason. Barely, really, almost not. Jam barely know anyone when first moving to the new city. Cease bring to an end. Those talented artists never cease to amass the world with their masterpieces. Take somebody seriously, regard someone or something as important and what needs our attention. Nowadays, people are taking environmental issues more and more seriously. Manage to do something so sad in doing something, especially something difficult. I managed to close the deal with an integrated company after several times of rejection. It allow yourself to have or do something that you like, especially something that is considered bad for you. She got herself indulged in some serious unhealthy diet after her latest breakup. Secluded, deserted, quiet and private, not used or disturbed by other people. That secluded Iceland is suitable for those who need to get away from busy life in the big city, exposed to the state of being in a place or situation where there is no protection from something harmful or unpleasant. Local tribes in those mountainous areas have little exposure to civilization. This statistically extremely, the weather has changed drastically within the last few years. Draw someone attention, attract someone to notice. Allied amazing transformation has finally drawn them attention, whom she always has had a few crush on since forever. Positive feedback, advice, criticism, or information about how good or useful something or somebody work is. I usually receive constructive feedback from my boss about how to improve my work or productivity, which I find very appreciative. Take a break to rest or cease temporarily from something. He took a break after 4 consecutive hours working on the project, contemplated to think deeply about something for a long time. Everyone could have something to contemplate and reflect themselves once in a while to truly understand who they are as a person. Intriguing, interesting, long lost friend you haven't met for a long time. She is my long-lost cousin whom I haven't seen for ages. Good, great company, someone who all people enjoy spending time with. Night was a great company when we met during my trip to Sapa last year. Unforgettable impression, a feeling, opinion once get, which is hard to forget. She left me an unforgettable impression on me at party last night. Describe an advertisement you have heard recently. Describe an advertisement you have seen or heard recently. We have been bombarded with an array of information every single day, whether it is newspaper, television, or social media like Facebook or LinkedIn. News always has their own way to reach us. One of the most frequent pieces of news I have encountered these past few days was about Echelon Vietnam 2016 discover ASEAN Next Dragon. As an avid Facebook user, I scroll down my news feeds about particularly every 30 minutes to stay abreast of every latest action within my social network. Admittedly, there are some better things I can do, but I just can't help myself. Therefore, the fact that Echelon Vietnam 2016 repeatedly pop up on my new feeds really caught my attention. Some of my friends were already interested in Echelon official page, others were even going. It piqued my interest so much that I paid a visit to their website to figure out what their gig was. As far as I am concerned, Echelon Vietnam 2016, this November is a two-day international technology and investment event for entrepreneurs and business leaders within and outside Vietnam. It is appealing not only to big tech companies but tech-savvy individuals as well. The event aims to reach out to foreign investors, raising funding opportunities, and developing the tech and startup communities in Vietnam in the era where tech disruption are leading almost every industry. With some of the most brilliant and world-class speakers, attendees are going to get some food for thought and inspiration during and after the event. I personally believe that this could be a golden opportunity for Vietnam to shine as a promised land where young and talented engineers, developers, and entrepreneurs are thriving non-stop toward a better future, a better life within Vietnam and beyond. If I am able to schedule my time and effort, the tickets, I will definitely be there to enjoy the vibe and explore many potentials in this racing industry. Be bombarded with, to be attacked with too much information, criticism, stay abreast of, keep up to date, pitch someone interest to a rules interest or a rules curiosity, pay a visit to, visit somewhere, what one gig is, what is special, interesting, but something tech savvy, well informed about or proficient in use of modern technology, food for thought, issue to be considered, vibe, a mood or an atmosphere produced by particular person, thing or place, tech disruption, new ways, innovation in technology. Describe bicycle car trip that is interesting. There is a sense that won't be often done. Describe a sport that you prefer to do and it is a little experience. Even those people say it's quite costly, it's meant for the rich, but I would love to play tennis one day. I knew just a bit about this sport, but it's not too hard to estimate the price as an amateur. At least I should have a nice Nike or Adidas, which up to now is about 50 USA dollar, not to mention other fancy sportwear like t-shirt, short and socks. For equipment, bad bags, and also I should never forget safety equipment. Sadly, it says that the higher its cost, the better. So I'm gonna give it around 200 US dollar. So that would be 250 US dollar in total. Quite expensive, I'm afraid. Anyways, my dad, who is not only motivated but also knowledgeable about the sport, would definitely be my go-to partner. I guess the reason why I'm into this quite expensive sport firstly is because of its intensive practice, intensive competitiveness, for example, which help increase my patience and focus. In addition, such independent sport make me feel rewarded, feel proud because what I have won actually is myself. Describe someone who has a great influence on you. For this topic, I would definitely talk about my best guy friend. Probably is his personalities. That's not only make me feel so proud to be a friend of his, but also inspire me to improve myself. The first characteristic that make my friend special is that he is a typical perfectionist in almost any situation that can come up with the best solution and reason why it's the best. Sometimes I get a bit lost. His amazing analyzing skill in detail get me through. Another characteristic that I have found super inspiring is his determination. But I suppose that most men are born determined. However, my friend is a different story. He never gave up on things he really passionate about. For example, last semester he spent only 30 minutes a day, 5 days a week, continuously to get his group project done. In addition, it's not a big surprise that his name is always in the top student list. That passion, that determination has encouraged me to keep moving forward. Generally, for a great shift that he brought to my life, I'm thankful for having this friend. Describe a person something that made you laugh. One of the best friends has a 3 years old baby girl, so every time we went out, she would take her with us. Her little girl is such a witty kid, and she is always full of energy. As she began to be aware of the outside world, she asked a lot of questions just to satisfy her curiosity. It happened one day when we went out shopping while her mother and I took turn trying clothes on. She was sitting quietly on the bench. Then she looked at me and her mother and started to express her opinions on our clothes. The way we talked was so funny that we could then stop laughing. She was so used to playing with her baby doll that she suggested we should dress like one of her dolls. She even taught us how to walk like models because she thought that was pretty. All the customers who walked in the store noticed her. Even the store owners couldn't stop laughing at her since she was still a baby girl, but she talked and acted like a grown-up. That was probably the best part of the shopping trip that I will never forget. Describe your favorite movies. As a frequent moviegoer, I watch a multitude of films. One of my movies I'm much into is One Days, an American romantic drama movie. It is directed by Lon Sheffield based on a novel of the same name. I watched this movie at least 3 times, yet still love to watch again and again. The movie opens with a short sense of the day after their graduation on 14th July 1988 of two main characters, Dexter Mayhew, Jim Soldiers, and Emma Morley, Anna Hathaway. They spent the night together but came up with an agreement to be just friends and spend the following day together. The 15th Street with Switzerland Day. However, they couldn't keep the promise. They went through different circumstances. Troubles, got married, and lived apart from each other until 2004. Emma and Dexter finally realized they were a perfect match and got engaged and married. Unfortunately, despite many efforts, they have not yet had kids. On 15 July 2006, Emma had a car accident when she was crossing the street. Dexter became inconsolable and was particularly desolated each year. On that day, the movie ended up with the send back to 1988 when they first met and promised to always be best friends. This movie usually gets me burst into tears no matter how many times I watch it. Not only was the story itself so miserable, but also the actor and actress outperformed the ordinary. This movie also aimed to encourage people to appreciate the happiness and true love from the ones who have always been there for them. Moviegoers, a person who goes to cinema to do something again and again, to love constantly, repeatedly something, to spend the night, we sleep over, to come up with, to sing or something, to keep the promise, to do what you said you would do, a perfect match, a perfectly fit with another, to always be there for someone, to strongly and constantly support so anyhow, inconsolable, so unhappy or disappointed that no one can make you feel better, to outperform the ordinary, to perform significant well. Describe a piece of equipment in your home. Since I was very small, I have had a special interest in cooking, so it is no surprise that now that I have grown up, I dream of having an oven with ring for cooking on top, which is in a very popular use overseas. In my country, this kind of oven is only sold at big electronic and appliance centers, different from the normal ovens. This one provides more stable and exact temperatures, which is one of the critical factors in baking. Besides, it has 4 oven top elements, which is highly convenient because it allows you to cook and bake at the same time. It also saves a lot of space in your kitchen because it is freestanding. Another feature that I would like the ovens to have is a self-cleaning system. If you cook frequently, you will definitely appreciate this facility. It is inevitable that when you cook, your oven will get dirty as a result. With the self-cleaning feature, it is much easier for us to clean. Grew up to develop into an adult. Example, the children have all grown up and left home now. Appliances, the machine which is designed to do a particular job in the home, such as cleaning or preparing food. Example, the store sells a range of household appliances including microwave, ovens, and washing machines. Baking, the process of cooking something in the oven using the dry heat. Example, my mother loves baking. She makes bread and cake every week in her oven. Freestanding, not a part of or attached to something else. Example, the cupboard was freestanding, so it was easy to move it away from the wall. Cell cleanings about to be cleaned without a person having to clean it. Her new oven was self-cleaning. When it was dirty, it cleaned itself automatically. Facility, a special features of a machine that enables it to do something extra. Example, a computer has facility for checking spelling. Describe a garden you have to visit and like. I would like to share with you my impressions of a garden that I visited last summer, which was full of colors and interest. Claude Monet house and garden in Giverny, France. As a big fan of Monet painting, especially for famous water lily, I had always dreamed of seeing his scene in real life. So when some friends suggested a visit last year, I jumped at chain. After a journey of about an hour by train from our hotel, we arrived at Giverny. The garden was exactly as he had painted it. It was a wreath of color, from the peaceful white of the water lilies to the striking red and orange trees which filled some of the flower beds. The two parts of the garden complemented each other perfectly. We first admired the arrays of bright flowers and fruit trees in a close snowman, but my favorite part was the water garden, and we enjoyed a leisurely stroll, taking in all the colors, perfumes, and birdsong. Monet avidly collected prints of Japanese gardens, and this inspires the Japan bridge covered with fish the water lilies in the pond, and the bamboo and weeping willow which he planted. For me, it was like a wonderful wonderland of color, and a dream come true after so many years. Describe something you did with a group of people. I would like to describe a person who I had to be friendly to, although I didn't really like her. I think this situation is quite common in our life, especially when we have to act as part of a team. A couple of months ago, I was assigned to a team at my workplace in order to tackle a big project. As part of the team, I had to cooperate closely with this person. However, we had never really liked each other for several reasons. Firstly, she is much older than I am, so she always thinks she is right and disregard the opinion of others. I would describe her as both bossy and officious. Although she did not have a more senior position than I did in the company, secondly, I consider her irresponsible because she did not appear to me to pay serious attention to the project. So although it was supposedly a group project, I end up working all on my own as much as possible in order to see the task through. As the work was vital for our company, we had to be successful. I therefore had no choice except to collaborate with her in order to finish the job. I would rather have done all the work alone, but if I had refused to work with her as part of the team, then the evaluation of my job performance would have been affected at the end of the year. So knowing her personality, as I did, I swallowed my pride and tried to be patient. Despite our money acumen, we completed the task on time. I learned that sometimes people can work together even though they don't get on with each other. It just needs a little bit of time and patience to work things out, and each person has to compromise to achieve a common goal. Disregard to pay no attention to something or someone. A bossy person is someone who is always telling other people what to do. An official person is someone who uses their authority or position to give order to others. Another word would be domineering. An irresponsible person has no feeling of responsibility for something. Supposedly, according to what most people think, and up to find yourself in a situation that you did not expect to be in. On my own, alone, see through. If we see something through, we do not give up until it is finished. Collaborate to work together with others to achieve something. Swallow my pride to hide my feelings. Even though I wanted to express what I was thinking. To get on with someone is to have a friend relationship with them. Work things out to find a solution. Compromise to give up some of your ideas in order to come to an agreement with someone. Describe a place where you go to relax. Today I'm going to share with you a place where I usually go to relax, which is a small restaurant near my company. My hire name ABC. As a full-time employee, I have to go to work 5 days a week. Therefore, the only time that I can visit this place is on weekend. I always try to make time for my little trip to ABC Cafe every Saturday or Sunday. The cafe house is located on a quiet street with a lot of trees planted on both sides. Additionally, it has a patio with hanging gardens, which I like very much. It makes me feel like I am sitting in a garden of my own, separated from the hustle and bustle of the city life. This place allows me to sit quietly and reflect, relaxing after a week of hard work. I can concentrate on a personal project such as reading or writing in my journal without being interrupted by other people. It serves great coffee, tea, and cake. Doing the place always smells very nice. In addition, the employees are also friendly and helpful. Sometimes I go there with my friends over a nice cup of coffee. We share our story and smell the beautiful scent of the flowers. At the moment, we can escape from reality for a little while and enjoy ourselves even more. Describe a small business you want to have in the future. I always been interested in different kinds of handcrafted jewelry such as macrame, beading, and other kinds of knotting and stitching with cord or wire. So I'm thinking I'd like to go into business selling and making that kind of jewelry. It wouldn't even have to be a big production, just a few people making and selling bracelets, necklaces, and other accessories. Maybe if we become popular and more popular, start buying our products, we could even open a small shop and take special orders. We could also have classes where we teach people how to make their own jewelry. I was thinking that my cousin could help me since she is quite good with her hands. I think she had some friends who are good at macrame, so they could help also. We could put an ad in the newspaper or on the internet and sell our wares. That way, during holidays, we travel around China and sell our jewelry at farmers' park and places that tourists frequent. We each just make the things that we best at so that we get a bunch of quality products in as short an amount of time as possible. The main reason I start a business like this is because it's something that I enjoy doing and I don't think I could work at a job that I don't like. Describe a wild animal. I would like to tell you about an opportunity that I had to see a white tiger, which is one of the star attractions in the Singapore Zoo. During my last summer vacation, I was recommended to see the white tiger first due to its rarity and uncommon beauty. Its habitat in the zoo, its landscape to resemble a dense jungle. I was truly overall and felt excited at first sight by its gorgeous appearance. This giant cat has blue eyes, a pink nose and creamy white fur covered with brown stripes. In the wild, this animal diet consists of monkeys, birds, and other animals, as it is a carnivore. It also prefers killing young, weak, or old animals because they cannot run as fast and are often abandoned by the herd. In the zoo, it is fed on animal flesh, even including imported kangaroo meat. At the beginning, I felt a little bit apprehensive because tigers are well known as a dangerous species as well as the king of animals. However, after encountering this white tiger, I changed my mind since it was very cute and friendly to humans. As tigers in general and white tigers in particular are endangered species, I believe that people should make a great effort to preserve them from extinction. Describe an interesting photo. As I am interested in photography, I have taken thousands of photos. However, the most meaningful photograph to me is the big one of my family. The picture is hung on the wall of my living room, and it is the first thing that everyone notices the moment they walk into my house. The photograph was taken 1 year ago on an occasion of summer holiday. It was the first time that my family enjoyed the summer vacation together. We decided to go on a trip to Samson Beach, which is one of the most popular destinations for summer holiday in my country. The photo was probably the first picture of my whole family, with my parents, my older brothers, my little sister, and me. It is such a brilliant photo with everyone standing on the beach and smiling. The one behind the camera was a professional photographer who has a great eye for photography. You can even see the crystal clear water sparkling under the sunlight and the seashore in the background. It was a scorching hot day and the sky was blue with no clouds, making it a perfect sense to take a photo. The photo is very special to me. Whenever I feel unhappy, just looking at the pictures cheers me up right away. I believe that no matter what happens, my parents and my siblings will always stand by me and support me. Describe a special meal you would like to have. I would like to invite my friends to a hot pot meal. I would invite my closest friend, that one that I hang out with and I have the most in common with. I would of course invite my girlfriend so that she could meet my friends. This is important to me. I think my girlfriend should know what I am like and I am with my friends. I would find a nice restaurant with a good atmosphere where the waiters are friendly and the owners are working to give you the best experience you can have. I would not choose a big monstrous place where everything would seem too impersonal, but instead a restaurant that has a family ambient. I would order hot pot with lots of meals, lamb, pork, beef, fish, tofu. I'm getting hungry just thinking about it. I would also order some nice vegetables and noodles and to top it off, some ice cold beer to wash it down. I really like hot pot because of the atmosphere is created of everyone eating together and pulling things from the pot and dipping it in their favorite sauce. Just relax and enjoy the food and the friendship. Describe an item you received and you made you happy. I would like to describe a coat my parents gave me as a present on my 18th birthday. I must say that it's really smart and exactly to my liking. The coat is made of cotton only and by a famous clothes brand. It is a knee-length black coat which was in fashion at that time What I like the most is that there are two deep side pockets, so in winters I always put my hand into those pockets to avoid the cold. Besides, I can button the coat from top to bottom, and it's also got a decorative waistband. I am so fond of this coat that I usually wear it every winter. It fits me perfectly and makes me feel comfortable and warm. No matter how cold the weather is, I keep myself warm by wearing the coat with jeans and boots which match it well. In fact, I have never thought whether it will be out of fashion, as this coat is a gift from my parents. I treasure it a lot, and for sure I will keep wearing this coat in the future. Describe a person who want move to live with you. Well, I'm going to talk about a person who is one of my flatmates in Australia. Her name is Linda Pottaboli. She is one of my best friends of mine who live with me. First, I would love to talk about a little bit about the time and the place where she lives in. It was in a very freezing Sunday night, around 2 or 3 degrees Celsius. In very heart of the winter, I mean in July, there was a girl struggling with loads of luggage. Knocking at the door of my house, she said hi to everyone in a very humble way. This is a sort of scenario of how I get to know her. There should be a fate between us, I reckon. What I mean fate here is by accident, because we know each other and we are at the same hometown back in India, and we used to live in the same area in India when both of us were going to the university in Mumbai, but we just ran across with each other only in Australia. Moving on to the next point, I would like to approach the ideas of our relationship. To be honest, we are not in a very good harmonious initial because of some misunderstanding and conflicts during the time we live in under the same roof, shares the rent, bills, and time class. But gradually we was discovered out that we have a lot of common interests and characteristics. Living with her is quite enjoyable because we could share lots of things together, but did not have to worry about bothering each other in the daily life. Describe an interesting tradition in your country. It is rich in culture and tradition. The tradition I'm going to talk about today is in name states. Uh, we celebrate this tradition every day, in fact several times a day. This This is our way of greeting each other. We do it by folding our hands, palming facing each other, fingers pointing toward the ceiling, thumb pointing toward the chest, and this is accompanied by a slight bow. This tradition is interesting because it is the biggest export of our traditions to the Western culture. When I say name states, I mean to say that I'm your humble servant. It creates an aura of respect which is far more than saying hello or shaking hands. It is said that the human body is composed of immense energy. We can turn it into a positive or negative energy. When we shake hands, we transfer positive as well as negative energy. But when we fold hands, we transfer only positive energy. When we greet another person with name stay, we have no physical contact. Because of this, the other person can't be affected negatively. Whenever anyone comes to our house, we always say name stays. No wonder the word has been adapted by all the English language dictionaries. Describe an important skill you learned when you were a child. One of my most useful skills I have learned since I was a 10 years old child is tapping on the keyboard without looking at that. It is a special skill. When I was 10 years old, my father bought me a computer. It was impossible for me to tap without looking at the keys. It took longer hours for me to tap a single page by searching the letters on the keys. When I started to tap, it appeared to me that the letters should be placed on the keyboard alphabetically for better use, but gradually I learned that this way is better than the alphabetical letters. Basically, I learned the skill at my home using my personal computer. In the ways beginning, it was tougher for me to compose anything on the computer with the keyboard. attached with it, and it took longer hours for me to compose a document on 3 or 4 pages. So I started using internet to get some ways to learn typing. I found some special applications that allow the users to get the desired typing skill. Besides, the application also helped me to make the typing faster than it was in the beginning. All of the earned skills are useful in real life, but the application may differ in situations. Once I started learning the skill, I saw that it would be of no use in my practical life and I'm wasting my time. But when I took part in my work, I was surprised by the application of typing. I have started serving the office in different ways with the typing skill. As a result, my firm has increased as a typing expert, and accordingly, the office has evaluated my performance. I have been promoted to senior administrative officer after 3 months when I applied the skill to my daily works at the workplace, so it appears to be a very useful skill for me. Describe an activity that you do in your school after school. An activity that I like to do in my school after finish school is playing badminton, which I started to do since I was in 6th grade. It is actually a badminton class, so we have teachers and other students too. We practice badminton here for an hour. Sometimes we even stay there for another an hour. Just like tennis, you can play badminton as a singles match or the ball match. The rules are pretty much the same as tennis. The only difference is that the badminton shuttlecock is lighter than the tennis ball, which requires less strength. Due to my short size tennis, I am not very good at playing this game, but I enjoy it anyway. Firstly, it helps keep me fit. In addition, I can train my eyes to look further and faster, and it quickens my reflexes. Last but not least, it helped me a lot in improving my teamwork skills. Badminton, an indoor game playing hit a small light ball with feather round it across the high net using a racket like tennis. Single match, a game which one player play against one opponent. Double match, a game in which two players play against two opponents. Shuttlecock. Badminton uses a shuttlecock, not a tennis ball. It is very light and it has feather around the edge. Short sightening. A person who can only see things if they are very close is short-sighted. Train my eyes. I develop my ability to see things quickly and accurately. Quicken my reflexes. Playing badminton improve my ability to move and think quickly, and I play the game.